Hi there! Welcome to today's episode of our English listening podcast for busy professionals. I am so glad you are here. If you are looking to improve your productivity and time management while practicing English, then you are definitely in the right place. Please take a moment to subscribe so you never miss an episode. In this episode, we are going to explore 8 powerful techniques that can help you become more productive, more focused, and less overwhelmed. Each method is simple, practical, and easy to apply in your daily routine. Whether you are working from home, managing a team, or running a business, these tips can make a big difference in how you manage your time and energy. Let us begin with the first one. Technique number 1 is called the Rule of 3. You may have heard this idea before, but let us take a closer look at why it is so effective and how you can use it to structure your day more clearly. The Rule of 3 is based on a simple question. What are the 3 most important tasks I need to complete today? Not 5, not 10, just 3. This technique is powerful because it cuts through the clutter and forces you to focus on what truly matters. Why just 3? Because the human brain can only hold a small number of things in focus at one time. When you try to juggle too many tasks, it is easy to get overwhelmed, distracted, or exhausted. But when you limit yourself to just 3, you create a manageable structure that gives you clarity and momentum. Here is how to use the Rule of 3. Every morning, before you start your day, take 5 minutes to write down your top 3 tasks. These can be work-related or personal. The key is that they should be the most important things that, if completed, would make your day feel successful. Let us say you work in marketing. Your 3 tasks for the day might be finish the campaign report, follow up with a design team, and schedule a meeting with your manager. Once you complete those 3 tasks, anything else you do is a bonus. Even if the day gets busy or unexpected problems come up, you can still feel good knowing you achieved your main goals. The Rule of 3 also helps you manage your energy. A long to-do list can feel heavy and stressful. It can make you feel like you are never getting enough done. But with just 3 tasks, your day feels more focused and less chaotic. It is like giving your brain a smaller target, so it knows exactly where to aim. Another great thing about this method is flexibility. If something changes during the day and you need to adjust your list, that is perfectly fine. Life is not predictable. The Rule of 3 is not about being perfect. It is about being intentional. You are choosing what deserves your time and energy, rather than reacting to whatever pops up. Here is a helpful tip. Keep your list visible throughout the day. Write it on a sticky note. Put it on your desk. Or type it into your phone and set it as your lock screen. That way, you are always reminded of what matters most. You can also apply this technique beyond daily planning. For example, at the beginning of each week, ask yourself, what are the 3 most important things I need to get done this week? Or, at the start of a new month, what are the 3 big goals I want to focus on? This keeps you grounded and helps you avoid chasing too many things at once. Let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I used to write long to-do lists every morning, sometimes 10 or 15 tasks. I thought I was being productive. But most days, I only finished a few items. I felt discouraged, like I was always behind. Then I discovered the Rule of 3. The next day, I wrote only 3 tasks. That day felt completely different. I finished all 3. I felt accomplished and in control. From that point on, I made it a habit. Even now, whenever I feel overwhelmed, I go back to the simple rule. This approach works in all areas of life. For example, on a Saturday, your list could be clean the kitchen, exercise for 30 minutes, and call your parents. That is it. You are not overloading yourself. You are focusing your time in a smart way. Here's another tip. At the end of the day, review your 3 tasks. Ask yourself, did I finish them? What got in the way? How can I improve tomorrow? This quick reflection helps you build better habits over time. It is not about perfection. It is about progress. So here is your challenge. Tomorrow morning, write down your top 3 tasks. Keep them visible, focus on them first, and by the end of the day, check in with yourself. You may be surprised by how much you accomplish just by limiting your focus. Remember, productivity is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things. The rule of 3 gives you a way to work smarter, reduce stress, and feel more satisfied with your day. Up next, we will dive into the second technique, which builds on this one and takes your daily planning even deeper. But for now, give the rule of 3 a try. It might just change the way you work. Technique number 2, time blocking. Time blocking is one of those techniques that seems simple at first, but once you try it, you realize just how powerful it can be. I wish someone had taught me this when I started my career. It changed not only the way I work, but also the way I live and manage my time. So what exactly is time blocking? It is the practice of planning your day by dividing it into blocks of time. During each block, you focus on one specific task or activity. Instead of having a long list of tasks with no clear order, you assign a specific time slot to each important activity. It is like setting up appointments with yourself for deep, focused work. Let me give you an example. From 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., you write the first draft of a report. From 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., you check and respond to emails. From 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., you join a scheduled meeting. From 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., you take a break. By doing this, you are telling yourself what to focus on and when. It takes the guesswork out of your day. One of the biggest benefits of time blocking is that it reduces decision fatigue. You do not have to constantly decide what to do next. When you look at your calendar, you already know what the next task is. This makes it easier to stay focused and avoid distractions. You are not just reacting to the loudest email or the latest message. You are following a plan. I remember a time when my to-do list was getting out of control. I had so many things to do, and I felt completely overwhelmed. So, I tried something different. I opened my calendar and blocked out time for each task, including time for lunch and even breaks. I did not follow it perfectly, but I got through most of my tasks without feeling rushed. That experience made me realize how valuable time blocking could be. Now, let us be clear. Time blocking does not mean that your day must be perfectly structured or inflexible. Life happens. Meetings get rescheduled. Unexpected tasks come up. And that is okay. The goal of time blocking is not perfection, it is having a clear, intentional plan for how you want to spend your time. Some people take it a step further and use color coding. For example, blue for focused work, red for urgent tasks, green for personal time, and yellow for meetings. This visual organization can help you see how your day or week is balanced. Are you spending enough time on the tasks that really matter? Are you taking care of yourself? Color coding can show you at a glance. The best part is that time blocking helps you protect time for important tasks that might otherwise be pushed aside. If you need to work on a long-term project, prepare for a presentation, or even read and learn something new, blocking time ensures that you actually do it. You are making space for meaningful work, not just reacting to the urgent stuff. Some professionals even block time for thinking. That might sound strange at first, but it is actually a brilliant idea. Taking 30 minutes to reflect, brainstorm, or review your progress can lead to new insights and better decisions. When we are constantly rushing, we do not give ourselves space to think deeply. Another important benefit is that you start to learn about your own rhythms. After a few days or weeks of using time blocking, you will begin to notice when you are most productive. Maybe your energy is highest in the morning, so you reserve that time for your most important work. Maybe you need a short break after lunch. This self-awareness can help you create a schedule that truly works for you. Here's how to get started. Begin small. You do not have to block your entire day at once. Try blocking just your morning. Write down what you want to do from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Include time for one big task, a few small ones, and maybe a short break. Then follow it and see how it feels. You can use a paper planner, a notebook, or a digital calendar. I personally prefer using an online calendar because it is easy to move blocks around if something changes. Some people also leave buffer time between tasks to handle delays or transitions. Try it for 1 week. Block time for your top priorities each day. Treat those blocks like meetings you cannot cancel. At the end of the week, look back and ask yourself, was I more focused? Did I get more done? Most people who try time blocking find that it brings a sense of calm and clarity to their workday. Time blocking is not about being strict. It is about being intentional. It gives you permission to say no to distractions and yes to what really matters. Give it a try, and you might be surprised by how much more in control you feel. Technique number 3 is called the Pomodoro Technique. This method is one of my personal favorites because it is simple, easy to apply, and extremely effective, especially when you are dealing with distractions or low motivation. The idea behind the Pomodoro Technique is that you work in focused time blocks followed by short breaks. Each of these work blocks is usually 25 minutes long, and it is called a Pomodoro. Then you take a 5-minute break. After completing 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break like 15 to 30 minutes. Let me explain why this works so well. When you know that you only need to focus for 25 minutes, it feels manageable. Your brain does not get overwhelmed, and you are less likely to procrastinate. You are telling yourself, I can do anything for 25 minutes, and that shift in mindset can be very powerful. Now, how do you use the Pomodoro Technique in your day? Start by choosing a task you want to work on. Set a timer for 25 minutes. During that time, you focus only on that task. No multitasking, no checking your phone, no responding to messages. Just deep focus. When the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break, get up, stretch, get a drink, or just rest your eyes. The break is important because it gives your brain a chance to reset so you can maintain focus in the next session. After you complete 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break. This could be a walk, lunch, or something that helps you relax. The idea is to give your brain a bigger rest before you continue working. You can use this technique for any type of work, whether you are writing, coding, reading, studying, or even doing household chores. It works for everything because it trains your brain to stay focused for short periods without feeling burned out. Here is a personal story. I remember using the Pomodoro Technique when I had a big presentation to prepare for. I was feeling overwhelmed and I kept putting it off. So I told myself, just do 1 Pomodoro. I set the timer and started working. And once I finished that first block, I felt motivated to do another and another. In the end, I finished the whole presentation in just a few hours without feeling stressed. Another thing I love about this method is that it helps you understand how long tasks actually take. Sometimes we think something will only take 15 minutes, but it ends up taking 3 Pomodoros or more. Keeping track of your Pomodoros can help you plan better in the future because you get a clearer picture of your real productivity. There are also a lot of Pomodoro apps and tools you can use. Some of them even let you label your sessions so you can see what kind of work you did during each Pomodoro. But you do not need any fancy app. A simple timer on your phone or a kitchen timer will do just fine. If you work in a noisy environment or have frequent interruptions, the Pomodoro Technique can help you create boundaries. You can let people know that you are in a focus session and will be available in 25 minutes. This is easier to communicate than saying, "I am busy for the next 3 hours." It makes your focus time more respected. It also helps you balance work and rest. In many workplaces, people forget to take breaks. They keep working for hours and then feel exhausted. But with this technique, breaks are part of the process. They are not a reward after finishing all your work. They are built in, which makes your productivity more sustainable. Some people even adapt the length of their Pomodoros. For example, if you find 25 minutes too short, you can try 40 or even 50 minutes, followed by longer breaks. The key is to keep the rhythm of focus and rest. That is what makes it effective. I often recommend starting your day with a few Pomodoros on your most important task. This sets the tone for the rest of the day and gives you an early win that boosts your confidence and momentum. You might also find it helpful to write down what you plan to do during each Pomodoro. That way, you are not just reacting to tasks, but working with clear intention. At the end of the day, you can look back and see how many Pomodoros you completed and what you achieved. This helps you build awareness of your time and progress. So try this tomorrow. Pick a task, set a timer for 25 minutes. Focus only on that task. Take a short break, then repeat. Do 4 rounds and enjoy a longer break after that. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and most importantly, be kind to yourself if you get distracted. Just start the next Pomodoro and get back on track. The Pomodoro Technique is not about being perfect. It is about creating a structure that helps you stay focused, work smarter, and feel more in control of your time. Give it a try, and you may find yourself getting more done in less time with less stress. Technique number 4 is eliminate distractions. Let us be honest for a moment. Most of us are not lazy or unmotivated. We simply get distracted all the time. We sit down to work and suddenly a message pops up. Then we check social media. Then we remember something we forgot to do. Then we answer a quick email. And before we know it, 30 minutes are gone and we have not even started the main task. That is why eliminating distractions is such a powerful technique. It is not just about working harder. It is about creating an environment where focus becomes easier and more natural. The first step is to identify your biggest distractions. For many people, it is the phone. Notifications from apps, messages, news updates, they all fight for your attention. One way to deal with this is to put your phone on airplane mode or do not disturb while you are working. Or better yet, keep it in another room during your deep work sessions. Then there are digital distractions on your computer. Maybe you have too many tabs open, or maybe you check email or chat apps too often. Try closing all unrelated tabs and logging out of platforms you do not need for the task. You can even use website blockers that prevent you from opening distracting sites for a set period. Another common source of distraction is noise. Maybe your environment is too loud, or there are people talking nearby. In that case, noise-canceling headphones or focus music can help. A quiet space makes a big difference for concentration. Sometimes distractions come from inside our own minds. You remember random tasks or feel anxious about something else. This is where having a notepad nearby can help. If a thought pops up like, "I need to send that invoice," or "I forgot to call someone," just write it down and deal with it later. That way, your brain knows you will not forget, and you can return to the task at hand. Also, try to set clear boundaries with people around you. If you work in a shared space, let others know when you should not be disturbed. You can use a sign or simple hand gesture, or even wear headphones as a signal. This creates respect for your focus time and reduces interruptions. Another helpful trick is to do one thing at a time. Multitasking feels productive, but it actually reduces the quality of your work and increases stress. Instead, batch similar tasks together. For example, answer all emails in one session. Instead of every 5 minutes, Check messages at scheduled times, not constantly through the day. I remember one period when I was working from home and felt like I could not concentrate. I kept jumping between tasks, checking my phone, answering messages, and at the end of the day, I felt exhausted and unproductive. So I tried something simple. I started my day by choosing just one task to do first. I put my phone in another room, closed all apps except the one I needed, and worked for 45 minutes without stopping. The result was amazing. I got more done in that one session than I had in the previous 2 hours. It also helps to create a workspace that signals focus. Keep your desk clean, remove clutter, have your tools ready. When your environment feels organized, your mind feels more ready to work. Some people use routines to eliminate decision fatigue. For example, always start work at the same time, use the same app or tool for a specific task, or always work in the same place. These small habits reduce mental friction and help you dive into work more easily. Another thing to consider is energy management. If you feel tired, hungry, or stressed, you are more likely to get distracted. So take care of your body too. Get enough sleep, drink water, eat healthy snacks, and take short breaks during the day to stay fresh. You might not be able to eliminate all distractions, but even reducing them by 50% can make a big difference in your productivity and peace of mind. Start small. Maybe choose one distraction to remove today. Maybe you will put your phone away for 1 hour or work in a quieter room, or close all your browser tabs during focus time. See how it changes your ability to concentrate. Remember, you are not trying to be a machine. You are simply creating space where your best work can happen more naturally. Without constant interruptions, your brain can focus, go deeper, and even enjoy the work more. Over time, this becomes a habit. You will start noticing distractions before they pull you away, and you will learn to protect your attention like it is your most valuable asset. Because it is. So eliminate one distraction today. You may be surprised how much more calm, clear, and productive your day becomes. Technique number 5 is plan tomorrow today. One of the simplest but most powerful habits I ever learned was to plan tomorrow before the day ends. It sounds basic, but it can completely change how your next day feels and flows. At the end of each day, usually in the last 15 minutes of work or right before I go to bed, I take a few minutes to look at the next day. I ask myself, what do I need to get done tomorrow? What are the most important things? If there is a meeting, a deadline, or something I need to prepare, I make sure I know about it in advance. This small habit does not take long, but it gives me a sense of control. Instead of waking up and wondering what I should do first, I already have a plan. Waiting until morning to decide means I will probably choose the easiest thing or just react to whatever feels urgent. Planning the night before helps me act with intention. I usually write down my top 3 tasks for the next day. These are the things that matter most. Not the small things like checking email or making a phone call, but the tasks that move my goals forward. If I finish these 3 things, my day is a win, even if I do nothing else. Some people do this in a paper notebook. Others use digital tools like a calendar or task manager. It does not matter which one you choose. The key is to do it consistently and to do it the day before, not in the morning. Planning tomorrow today also helps you sleep better. Your mind is less likely to race at night because you already know what is coming. You are not trying to remember everything because it is written down. That peace of mind can make a big difference. Let me give you an example. There was a time when I felt constantly behind. Every morning started with stress, and by the time I figured out what to do, it was already lunch. But then I started ending each workday with a short planning session. I would review what I finished, what was still pending, and what needed to happen next. I would look at my calendar block time for my top tasks and make sure nothing important was forgotten. The next day felt completely different. I was calmer, more focused, and more productive. I stopped wasting the first hour of the day trying to get organized because I had already done the thinking the night before. Another benefit is that you start noticing patterns. Maybe you are always most focused in the morning, so you plan deep work during that time. Maybe meetings drain you, so you group them in the afternoon to protect your creative energy. This habit also reduces decision fatigue. When you already know what to do, you save energy. You do not spend your morning asking, "What now? What next?" Instead, you follow the plan. Even if things change during the day, and they will, you still start from a stronger place. Having a plan does not mean you cannot adjust. It just means you are not starting from zero. Some people take it one step further and plan their whole week on Sunday evening. They look at the big picture and decide what the main focus is for each day. But even if you just plan one day ahead, it can still have a huge impact. The important part is to make it a routine. You can set a daily reminder or pair it with another habit like brushing your teeth or shutting down your computer. Make it automatic so you do not skip it. Over time, planning tomorrow today becomes a mental reset. It helps you close one day with clarity and enter the next with confidence. You begin each morning with purpose instead of panic, and that small shift can lead to big results. So tonight, before you sleep or when you finish your work, take a moment. Look at your calendar, review your tasks, choose your top priorities, write them down. Think about when you will do them and how long they might take. It is a gift you give to your future self. Try it for a week. Notice how you feel in the morning. Notice how much easier it becomes to start strong and stay on track. With just a few minutes each night, you can create a more focused, more productive, more peaceful day. Technique number 6 is prioritize tasks. Have you ever looked at your to-do list and felt frozen? There are so many things to do and everything feels important. That is when the skill of prioritizing comes in. Knowing how to choose what to do first can save you time, energy, and stress. Not all tasks are equal. Some tasks move you forward, some just keep you busy. Some feel urgent but are not really important. Learning to tell the difference is key. One method I like is the Eisenhower matrix. It separates tasks into 4 categories: important and urgent, important but not urgent, not important but urgent, and not important and not urgent. Important and urgent tasks are crises, deadlines, emergencies. You need to do them right away. Important but not urgent tasks are the real game changers. They are things like planning, preparing, learning, building, relationships. They do not shout for your attention, but they build your future. Not important but urgent tasks are things like interruptions, phone calls, or emails that feel urgent but do not really matter in the long run. You might delegate these or set boundaries around them. Not important and not urgent tasks are the time wasters, like scrolling social media, watching random videos, or doing things just to avoid work. These you can eliminate or save for breaks. When I learned this matrix, it helped me see that I was spending too much time reacting to urgent things and not enough time focusing on what really mattered. Another method is to use the ABCDE system. You label each task A if it is very important, B if it is important but not critical, C if it would be nice to do, D if it can be delegated, and E if it can be eliminated. Then, you always start with your A tasks. Sometimes I use the Ivy Lee method. At the end of each day, I write down the 6 most important tasks for tomorrow in order of priority. When I start my day, I focus on number 1 and do not move on until it is done. Then I go to number 2 and so on. This helps prevent multitasking, which is often just switching between tasks quickly and losing focus. When you know what your top priority is, you do not waste energy deciding again and again. Let me share a quick story. There was a time when I had a giant to-do list more than 20 items long. Every time I looked at it, I felt overwhelmed. So I started ranking them. I asked myself, if I could only finish one thing today, what would it be? That became number 1. Then I asked the same question again for the next item. Soon I had a clear path. It did not make the list shorter, but it made it clearer. I stopped wasting time on low-value tasks just to feel productive. I started finishing the things that truly mattered. Prioritizing also means knowing your goals. If you know what your big goals are, it becomes easier to decide which tasks support them and which ones distract you. Some people spend their most focused hours on shallow work and then try to squeeze deep work into tired evenings. But when you prioritize tasks, you can flip that. You can give your best energy to your most important work. You might also consider time sensitivity. Some tasks are important but can wait. Others lose value if delayed. Prioritizing helps you handle both without panic. One trap to avoid is confusing activity with productivity. Just because you are doing something does not mean it is the right thing. Prioritization helps you stay on the right path, not just stay busy. It is also okay to say no. Saying yes to everything is a fast way to lose control of your time. When you know your priorities, you can politely decline tasks that do not fit. Some tools can help too. Digital planners, task management apps, or even simple paper lists can all be used to rank tasks. The key is not the tool, but the habit of reviewing and choosing your focus. Make it a daily habit. Review your list. Sort it by importance. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I need to finish today to make progress? Then start there. With practice, prioritizing becomes second nature. You become faster at deciding and more confident in your choices. You stop chasing everything and start completing the right things. So before you dive into work tomorrow, pause. Look at your tasks, decide what matters most, and begin there. That one step can make your day more effective and your goals more reachable. Technique number 7. The 2-minute rule. Let me ask you something. How many times have you seen a small task and thought, I will do it later? Maybe it is replying to a short email. Maybe it is putting a dish in the sink or updating a quick file. And somehow, that tiny task stays on your list for days. Or worse, it never gets done at all. That is where the 2-minute rule comes in. The idea is simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to do it immediately. No thinking, no planning, no delaying. Just do it now. This rule comes from productivity expert David Allen. The logic is that organizing or scheduling a 2-minute task often takes more time and energy than actually doing it. So instead of writing it down or saving it for later, just get it done on the spot. Let us say you get an email asking for a document. If it will take you under 2 minutes to attach and send it, do it now. If you see a dirty coffee mug on your desk, and it takes 1 minute to take it to the sink, do it now. You save time, you reduce clutter, and you create a habit of action. Now, some people ask, what if I have too many 2-minute tasks? Should I just keep doing them all day? That is not the point. The rule is not about letting small things control your day. It is about keeping small things small. If you notice that 2-minute tasks are interrupting your deep work, then batch them. Create a 15-minute block in your schedule just for quick wins. But if you are switching between tasks, or walking from one room to another, or just finished something, and a quick task pops up, use that moment to clear it. It is like tidying as you go. It keeps your workspace and your mind clean. The 2-minute rule also fights procrastination. Sometimes we avoid big tasks because they feel overwhelming. But you can apply the same idea to get started. Just commit to working on a big task for 2 minutes. That is it. You will often find that once you start, you keep going. For example, you have to write a report. You do not feel like doing it, but you tell yourself, I will just write the first 2 lines. That takes under 2 minutes. And once you begin, your brain shifts into gear. That is the magic of momentum. Let me give you a real story. A friend of mine used to delay doing laundry. The pile would grow, and she would feel worse every day. I told her to try the 2-minute rule. Just put the clothes in the basket. Just start the machine. Just fold 5 shirts. That is it. And guess what? She started finishing her laundry without stress, because she removed the resistance at the beginning. You can use this rule in many areas. At work, at home, even for self-care. If it takes 2 minutes to drink a glass of water, or stand up and stretch, or write down a quick idea, then do it now. You build small wins, and small wins build momentum. The 2-minute rule also makes you more trustworthy. When people see that you respond quickly or handle little things without delay, they start to rely on you more. That builds a strong reputation, especially in teams. One thing to remember: do not overthink what counts as 2 minutes. It is not an exact science. It is about short tasks that are so fast, they are not worth putting off. Use your judgment. But stay honest. If it takes 5 minutes, schedule it. But if it is truly under 2, crush it now. To make this a habit, try this for 1 week. Every time you face a new task, ask yourself, can I finish this in under 2 minutes? If yes, do it now. Keep a little note on your desk or screen to remind you. Over time, it becomes automatic. It may sound small, but the 2-minute rule creates a ripple effect. You feel more productive, more organized, less cluttered, and more in control of your time. So the next time you are about to save something for later, stop. Ask yourself, can I do it in under 2 minutes? If yes, do it now. You will thank yourself later. Technique number 8. Review and reflect. Every day we work hard. We check things off our to-do list. We attend meetings, answer emails, solve problems, move from one task to another. But how often do we stop, take a deep breath, and ask ourselves, what did I actually accomplish today? What went well? What could have been better? That is where review and reflect comes in. It is not just a nice habit. It is a powerful tool for growth. When you take a few minutes at the end of the day to review what you did and reflect on how it went, you gain insights, you learn, and you improve over time. Let us start with the review part. This is about looking back at your day, noticing what tasks you completed, which ones you skipped, what took longer than expected, and how your day unfolded compared to your plan. You are not judging yourself, you are observing. For example, maybe you planned to write a report in the morning, but it took until the afternoon. Why? Did you get distracted? Did another urgent task come up? Did you underestimate the time? These are not failures. They are signals. They tell you something about how you work, and that is valuable. Now, let us talk about reflect. This is deeper. It is about how you felt during the day. What gave you energy? What drained you? When did you feel focused? When did you feel stressed? Did you enjoy what you worked on? Were you proud of something? Or frustrated? This reflection builds awareness. It helps you make better choices tomorrow. Some people keep a journal for this. Others just think about it while brushing their teeth, or write one sentence on a sticky note. You do not need a fancy system. You just need consistency. Try asking yourself 3 questions each evening. 1. What did I accomplish today? 2. What did I learn? 3. What will I do differently tomorrow? Keep it simple. Keep it honest. Let me share an example. I knew someone who struggled with time management. He always felt busy, but never felt productive. I suggested he start reviewing his day for just 5 minutes each night. After 1 week, he saw patterns. He noticed that checking email first thing in the morning threw off his entire schedule, so he made a change. He blocked email until after lunch. That one tweak changed everything. Reflection helps you spot what works and what does not. It helps you see how your choices add up. It gives you a moment to pause, reset, and move forward with intention. It also helps you celebrate. We often rush past our wins. We finish a big task and jump straight into the next one. But when you take time to reflect, you give yourself credit. You acknowledge effort. That boosts motivation. It keeps you going. In a team setting, reflection can be shared. Some companies do weekly retrospectives. They ask, what went well? What did not? What can we improve? These conversations create trust. They build a culture of learning. You can do the same for yourself. Be your own coach. You can also reflect weekly or monthly. Look at bigger patterns. Are you moving toward your goals? Are your priorities aligned with what matters most to you? Are you growing? These questions are powerful. They help you adjust your path before things go too far off track. Remember, review and reflect is not about being perfect. It is about being aware. It is not about guilt. It is about growth. You are not trying to do more. You are trying to do better. You can start tonight. Before you sleep, ask yourself, what did I do today that mattered? What did I learn about myself? What can I try tomorrow that might help? Write it down. Or just say it out loud. Make it part of your routine. This technique is simple, but over time it builds wisdom. It helps you make smarter decisions. It builds confidence, and it keeps you connected to your purpose. So give yourself that moment each day, just 5 minutes, to look back, learn, and plan forward. Your future self will thank you for it. You have just learned 8 powerful techniques to boost your productivity. Each one may seem small on its own, but together, they create a system that helps you stay focused, calm, and in control. Whether it is using the rule of 3 to simplify your goals, or time blocking to organize your day, or even taking a few minutes to plan tomorrow today, these habits can truly change how you work and feel. You do not need to try everything at once. Pick one technique that speaks to you. Use it for a few days. Notice the difference. Then add another. The key is consistency, not perfection. You have the tools. Now it is time to take action. And if this episode helped you, please subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who needs a little boost today. Your next breakthrough could be just one small habit away.